Hi everybody and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist and internationally published author, helping take your life, your business, your health, fitness, mindset and body from where you are right now to being unstoppable. Today I want to ask you a question. Are you a person that is a glass half full or a glass half empty? Because many years ago I was the glass half empty person, and I only realized that when I kind of held a mirror up to myself and looked deeply into it to say, actually, do you know what? You are quite negative. You are talking about the glass being half empty all the time. And even though you're not always verbalizing that, you certainly are to yourself, that inner dialogue. Yesterday we talked about effective communication, how effective you are with your clients. Well, today I want to take that inward look at yourself. What happened for me many years ago was I had a very poor self-image of myself. I played a victim for probably decades, probably two decades, maybe even 3 decades. I played a victim, waiting for somebody to come along and rescue me and solve all my problems, in air quotes. But it never happened, because it never happens, does it? There's no one that's going to come around and solve all your problems. Say, yep, I'll solve your financial problems, I'll solve your relationship problems, I'll solve your business problems, I'll solve your career problems, I'll give you every single thing that you want, your health problems, the body that you want, whatever it is, I will give it to you. That just doesn't exist, because that is not how life is meant to be. You're meant to find your own pathway, you're meant to have your own passions, you're meant to carve out what it is that you want in this life, and you're supposed to work damn hard to get to it. You have to wake up and be your own hero. You cannot be that person just waiting for someone to come along and fix you. Let's have a look at intimate relationships, for instance. How many times have you thought this yourself, because I certainly did, or heard other people say it, where you might feel a bit broken, because I certainly did, and thought, when I am with somebody, when I get a girlfriend, all my problems will be solved, because then I'll feel loved and everything else will flow from that. But of course, what do we know? We know that if you're broken and you meet up with somebody else, you don't become fixed, you stay broken. And if the other person is broken, you become more broken. Brokened, I think I said, that's not a real word. Broken, you become more broken. It doesn't work. The best relationships are where you've got your stuff together, you're in a really good place in your life, you don't really need somebody in your life, but that's when you normally meet somebody, and that's when the magic really starts to happen. I found myself in this place where every day I would get up, and the talk that I would have to myself, I'd be judgmental of other people, I would be negative about myself and what my abilities were. I would not enjoy going to my job. I would not enjoy interacting with the clients at my job that I would go to. I wouldn't enjoy interacting with my colleagues. I would always have negative things to myself to say about my managers that would manage me. I never looked at things in a different way. And why was that? Well, I think a part of it was the way that I was brought up, the values and the belief system that I created when I was younger and growing up, and the listening into the talk and the judgmental conversations that my parents used to have. And that probably stuck with me. And how true is it that the environment that we live in is often what we will become like? So many years ago, it was when I was already in business. I think I was in business for about 3 or 4 years. I'd gotten divorced and I was still playing a victim. I was resentful. I was resentful towards my ex-partner, because I felt like I wanted the relationship to work. She didn't work hard enough. This was my inner dialogue. She didn't work hard enough. I was resentful for her because we had set ourselves up so that we could take a step back from a very busy corporate work life that we had and work part-time. But of course, when you step back from that, of course, there's never no one wrong party in a relationship. We each play our role, and I played my role in this relationship, and the fact that I'm no longer in it is my doing. I was the one that decided to leave that relationship. So where I am a couple of years after that, looking and saying, why am I still looking at things the same way? Why do I still feel resentful? Why do I still feel like I'm struggling to get to the things that I want to achieve in my life? I've changed careers, I've changed relationship, got out of the relationship. Why am I still feeling like somebody owes me something? And so through some very hard work over a couple of years, every day I worked on how can I change my attitude? How can I just twist it so that I no longer looked at that? And there was a couple of things that I did. One, I got a lot more energized and passionate about the work that I was doing. I came at it from a different perspective. I made the decision that I no longer was going to have that attitude, and I was going to instead look at every aspect of my life. If you took, say, 5 different areas of your life, whether it be wealth, relationships, business, keep going, spiritual, health and body, mindset, all of that kind of stuff. And I was going to improve all of that to be in the top 1% of where I could get to for me in those areas. And I no longer played the victim and instead said, when stuff happens to me that I don't like, I'm not going to ask myself, why is this happening? But instead, I'm going to ask myself the question, where is the opportunity here? Where is the growth in this moment? How can I learn from this? How do I make myself a better person from what is going on right now? And of course, many years of practicing that, by the time we get to COVID, I'm like, fantastic. This is a great opportunity for me to really grow here and prove to myself what I'm truly capable of, and not just play a victim and lie down and say, why are we being locked up for 8 months here? Instead, I said, what's the opportunity for me? And there was plenty of opportunity there for me to grow myself, to grow my business, connect more greatly with my children, and just have a really, really great time through that bad lockdown experience. And it proved to me that how powerful your mindset is. But if I hadn't have done that work some 8 years prior, I would probably still be in that same place, looking at that glass sitting on the table and saying, that's half empty. But now I don't do that. Everything that comes my way, I look at it completely different. And I realize that if I want to see the glass as half empty, then I've got to work harder. I've got to put more in to my passion and my goals and the action that I take every single day to keep pushing myself to that next level that I want to get to. Keep progressing every single day and knowing that it's like filling up that glass. It's never half empty. It's always half full, but only if you view it that way. So perhaps for you, today, in this moment, you've got some of this negative self-talk, and maybe you don't normally have it, but maybe you've got it right now. So maybe this is me holding up that virtual mirror for you and saying, take a look at yourself, and how do you see where you are right now? Are you too negative? Do you need to take a break from what it is that you're doing so that you can ease your load? Maybe you're taking on so much right now that it's having a negative impact on some of these other aspects of your life. Maybe you need to just step back, take stock of everything that's going on and say, yeah, look, lately I have been looking at everything in a negative way. I'm worn down. I've taken too much on. Maybe you haven't taken enough on. It works either way. Only you will know. But this is where coaching also helps, because you can step into your coach and say, this is how I'm feeling right now. This is what I'm doing. And if they're holding you to account, they can quickly say, well, how are you going with this part of your life? Are you doing your workouts? How's your nutrition? Are you looking after your health? Are you doing all the things that you know that you should be doing, but you're actually not? They're working against you. And all of these tiny little negative things that happen in your life can accumulate into like a big snowball. And before you know it, that snowball's rolling down the hill at such a pace and at such a size that you can't stop it. So maybe this is an opportunity for you to take stock and say, do you know what? That glass is half full, and it's always half full. And just because it may seem half empty right now, I'm living proof that you can turn it around and you can change it. And when you do, boy, does your world change. It's like putting on a new pair of eyes because you see the world brighter, you see it more rosy, you see the opportunity. And when you start taking the action, you move your life from a place where you feel like you've been dragging your butt for years and take it to a level that perhaps you've never even imagined. It doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent action, it's taken me 10 years to get to here. Maybe you'll do it faster, maybe it'll take you longer. The point is, I didn't give up. I kept working, I kept pushing every day. If I can do it, you can too. If you want to connect with me, please do. Go to the mentaltoughnessandbodyshow.com, opt in for a free consultation there. Let's start a conversation and let's make 2021 your best year yet. Stay safe. I'll see you tomorrow.